Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the series creating a web API that processes images using the file system. In case you missed it, you can check out part 1 in the link provided somewhere on the screen or in the description section below this video. Let's take a closer look at our database once again. Alright, as you can see, our database CRUD 7 has two tables, EF migrations history and the cars table. It is a convention to use singular table names in databases, and that's not the case in our cars table. Now I could right click and rename our table, and that's not recommended since our database is being generated using migrations. So keep watching until towards the end of this video where I show you how to alter the table name using migrations. Alright, let's keep going on. Let's create a new folder. Let's create it client models. You can think of this as data transfer objects. So I'm going to create a class. Let's call it car model. Another class. Let's call it car model. And finally another class called car update model. Alright, in the update model, I'm going to add a single property. Let's call it name. Alright, in the upload model, let's add 3 properties to it. So we're going to have a user ID, and we're going to have a name. Finally, we're going to have a file property of type iForm file. Alright, let's go head on over to our car model, and once again this will have 3 properties. The first one will be ID, next one will be name, finally we're going to have a link for the photos. Okay, next I'm going to create another class under entities, and let's name it endpoint. This will surface our strongly typed configurations, and in this case we want a strongly typed configuration of our API endpoint. Alrighty, let's add our API endpoint configuration. So I'm going to copy this and paste it right here. So as you can see over here, we have our endpoint and API. Think of this as a dictionary of key value pairs, where the endpoint is our dictionary and the API is our key, and the value will be our API URL. So we can just copy it here and paste it here and delete the trailing backslash. Alright, let's configure the two together in startup. So we say services, configure point, say configuration, get section or endpoint. Alright, that's it. So let's go ahead and create our controllers. In this case, we go to ASP.NET Core API controller, and let's name it cars controller. Alright, I'm going to collapse this to definitions, and I'm just going to delete the comments so that we can clearly see what we're doing. Alright, let's create a constructor here, and the constructor takes DB context and our configurations. Okay, let's auto generate our fields. Okay, it's generated well. Now I'm going to create a private method to help us convert our entities into our client models. Okay. Alright, now we're ready to create our controller action methods. Okay, so the first one will be get many. Right, that's it for get many cars. Let's get one car. Great, that's it for get one. In the post, we're gonna do this in part 3. So let's resolve this for part 3. Since there's a little bit of plumbing involved, so let's just continue on to our put method. Alright, I'm gonna copy the paste get method and modify it accordingly. Alright, we're gonna say car title. Let's set it to the car update model name. So and we're gonna return accepted action. And finally, our delete method. Once again, I'm just going to paste this so it saves us a little bit of some typing. Copy this down here, paste it, and alter this. This now becomes remove, and we return no content since there's nothing to return once we delete entity. All right, everything looks good. Let's just make sure everything stands up. Alright, so there is our constructor, our little helper method, and our get method. Get many cars, get a single car with the ID, post to be done in part 3, our car update, okay, method, and finally our delete method. Alright, so at this point, let's run our application and make sure everything is looking good. Build succeeded. Let's head on over to Postman and let's resend a request to a weather focused controller. Alright, that's looking good. So let me duplicate this tab and issue a get request to many cars. Excellent. Here we go. Here are cars. Let's look at car with ID 4. Now here it says red BMW, and you can see here down here the file name says blue BMW. Oh, okay. So get works okay for single and blue BMW, and if we take a look, here is blue BMW sedan. So let's issue a put request to just test this method. Go to body and say row JSON, right? So let's give in, and here we say blue BMW. Alright, so let's issue a send request and let's see if that changes. Ah, excellent. As you can see here, that was changed and our status code is accepted. So Methods are working great. So for post and delete, let's look at them in part 3. So let's go back and look at a summary of what we've done. So we finished off with our controller, our startup method, our app settings, our endpoint, our car update model, our car upload model, and our car model. Alright, now let's finish off by correcting our table name using migrations. So all we need to do is just chain a single method, and let's chain the method to table name of the entity name is car, and that's it. So we go down here to package manager. Let's save this first. Let's head on over to package manager console, clear this, and let's add a migration to table name convention. Build succeeded. Alright, there we go. There are migrations to alter our table. So once we do that, we just update database. So we'll go ahead and apply our migration here to our database. That's done. We come here, let's refresh our database, hit refresh, and there we go. That's how to alter table name car to cars to car using these migrations. Alright, so that's it for part 2. Join me in part 3 where I finish off creating controllers that will process the pictures in the photos folder. Once again, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.